right before we got into the loud part. Oh, I love this so much. Hello, hello. Whew, it's been a long time coming, but today I'm going to be taking a look at Bloodywood. I've known about these guys for a long time now. I think I hopped on the Bloodywood train around the release of Machi Bhasad, so that's now 5 years ago, which is kind of crazy. It's not been quite 5 years for me. I think I discovered them during COVID, like early during COVID, like April or something in 2020. So it can't have been too long after they released this, but I was so delighted to find something that sounded different. Have been kind of following these guys since, and I love their approach to metal and, how they also support good causes with their work. So have been really loving seeing that part of things and also watch like their documentary of their first tour, which is so cool to see. And that all culminated towards me seeing them live for the first time as well last year, 2023, opening for Gojira in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam. So that was just really awesome to see. And I'm just delighted to see how far people can get with making their music their way, and also through YouTube as well, which I think that's really served them very well. So I wanted to take a look at Machi Bhasad today, just as a kind of throwback for me, but also because at the time the video really impressed me too, and so I have seen it before. Also, if you're new here on this channel, I am a filmmaker, and so I look at the visuals, not so much like I don't really focus too much on the music, but I really look at how the filmmakers and musicians work together to make them, the amazing package that we know and love. So let's not ramble too much. Let's get into it.
It's a fight between can and should. So bounce to the sound, make a revolution. This is an act of war, this is the evolution. Remember those who raised before, with the last straw hard to the core, and we're ready for more. Rise up and get on the attack. Become the generation to break the camel's back. Said break the camel's back. Said break the camel's back. Rise up, get on the attack. Become the generation to break the camel's back. The one big and wrong guy comes back fire.
Right before we got into the loud part. Oh, I love this so much. So something that was like that did the wow thing for me at the time was we are seeing all of this really typically sort of Indian stuff blended with metal, which was so unusual. Like, metal is very European American leaning, and like that's what we've kind of seen. Like the least, sort of straightforward stuff that we see is more like the folk metal. So we've already seen like different culture stuff being integrated into metal for a long time, but then for it to be blended with sounds also from the Indian music with the Indian drum and some of this other stuff, it just sounds so innovative and fun and exciting. And then we have these guys that just have massive energy. So great. I love that they are wearing these very typically Indian outfits with like the bigger trousers and these longer tunics. Really nice. So I wanted to also talk about this guy's outfit, because while still really Indian looking, he looks so metal with all the chains and like the pleather, and all of this just looks really cool and different, you know what I mean? Like from what we're used to anyway. So I love that blend between the metal and the more traditional type of outfit. Also beautiful architecture. I love these shots where he's on this on these steps, and they're sort of pointing the camera upward, and it just looks really impressive, and just so many things here in these streetscapes that we don't normally see, especially in the metal scene. So I love that. And just like this too, is like they're performing here, and we have all of these people dressed really traditionally, and wearing the turbans, which it's just so cool. It's like we don't see this stuff normally. And so, yeah, I mean, this is not new because this is already 5 years old, but I'm just like, again, going through like all the things that really blew my mind at the time. Just absolutely love that. And then like there's some beautiful opening shots too, like this here in the field, really beautiful, like with the kind of blurry grass in the foreground with him with a really, really bright red is just stunning. And this here with like the rickshaws and everything here. And what I love about this video too is that they just shot it in the streets. They just went out and shot it. And we have all these random passersby who are just looking at these guys like, what the hell are you doing? And it's so funny because they're so into it. Like, and that's something I love about Bloodywood in general, is they're just so into it and just go for it, so hardcore. And it's just the coolest thing to see. Like their passion is beyond anything, you know? And then, of course, we also have the dancers, which to have them do this dance, and my best friend is Indian, and she told me what the dance is called, but I forgot. I'm sorry. To have these people dance, traditional dance to this metal music, which I know that Bloodywood has also faced some criticism within India as well, that people don't like it, or, well, I mean, it's not really different from whatever criticism metal gets normally, right? So what's new? But I love their blend of the traditional and like the metal, and it's just so cool, and it's so unusual, and somehow the dance really works with the metal too.
Die. The red kind of guy who's willing to try to take the big shots at the big boys. Boom, boom, bang, make a big noise. Shake it up, I got the big toys. Rhyming dust with the best of the rest. Grab the power by the neck and put it to the chest. No flag on my bulletproof vest. Talk to my heart so I never gonna guess. Hear those who came before. Feel what is yet to come. Know what you're fighting for. It's why we go to war. The one thing I'm broken. Come to stay.
So great. Also goes to show that metal just sounds good with any language, right? It doesn't need to be English. I love that we're hearing different languages in metal now, much like Alien Weaponry too, right? Where they're singing in Maori, and these guys with the Hindi, and then, it's just it lends itself to it really well. Why not? So absolutely loving that. When I started the video, I noticed that we had a really cool transition. Here, there's a really cool moment where the music sort of slows down, and in the video, they do a slowdown too. Let me show you. And then right as, the music speeds up again, like the visuals also speed up, works really well. What's also very funny to see kind of is that this is definitely shot with like not super professional gear or anything. It looks like, even in post, like it's been edited together, but not too much color grading has gone into it. Everything looks very natural. Like we just have daylight here and there. It's even a little overexposed, and it just adds to that sort of crafty feel. And I love that they've definitely gone on to make more professional looking videos since. But I think this one, the charm of it is kind of that it looks a little improvised. And they're just like, okay, let's do this. We're going to film something together. And it ended up looking pretty good for what it is, So again, like I think it works so well because of the passion that we see on screen. Also, the edit is really, really well paced. And the cuts are fun. So whoever edited it did a great job, in terms of timing and pacing of the edit itself and the transitions between the cuts. So it's just such a really lively, fun video. Okay. Beautiful. I will also say it's like, even though it may not be like $20,000 cinema cameras, like we've seen it falling in reverse. Actually, scratch that. Probably 100,000 cinema cameras, right? Like, I don't. Making movies is very expensive. However, you can achieve pretty great looking stuff with, your $1,000 or $2,000 camera. Because or your phone, like, what am I talking about? Like, you can do really great stuff. And that's what I mean here is like, these are beautiful shots. I'm guessing that they shot this with a little drone. Then we have beautiful shots like this one, where it's just people dancing, and we have a beautiful solar flare here. You don't need much when what you're showing on screen is just so great looking and just radiates so much joy, if that makes sense. This is also so fun, and that's something I've noticed about Bloodywood in general is, I don't know, it's in a lot of their videos, like they have so much engagement with like people on the streets and stuff. And again, that's not really something that we see in metal videos either. Like, look at these guys, and they're kind of looking sort of shocked at what they're doing, because it's also, I'm assuming that they were performing this live there when they were shooting this. And I'm sure all of these people were like, what the hell is happening? Because it's so different from anything. Man, these guys, it's been so cool to see the trajectory of what they've been doing and how they've been improving on themselves, and like how hard they work on how they've been doing these tours too. And I was just looking at this, I think, yeah, this week. It's like, have they signed with like a big label yet? They haven't, and that to me is really interesting. I don't know why. It could be that they have had offers. Like I don't know how that works exactly, but maybe they've had offers and they're like, no, we want to stay independent. Maybe because they're in India, they're not able to be served by the labels as well. I don't know. Like, I'm just spitballing. Maybe someone knows, like, why are these guys not like with some big label yet? Like some of these bands that have been doing well on the internet, with all these Patreon members and stuff, they get picked up by labels, but somehow Bloodywood hasn't, even though they've already opened for pretty big bands too, and like played big festivals and such with. And it's just so impressive that they're able to do this independently too. It's like I just really admire how hardworking these guys are, how good of a job they're doing, how much passion we see in these videos. And let me know in the comments if there's any other videos you'd like me to take a look at. And I think that these guys have a new album coming up too. And I hope they have some great music videos in store for us too, because I am just really stoked to see what they'll cook up next, you know? So, yeah, this was awesome. Anyway, come join us in the comments, chat about your, about stuff you saw in this video that I may have missed or that you liked. You can also join us on Discord. We have a link in the description below where you can join us and talk about music, movies, music videos, games, all that good stuff that we all enjoy. And lastly, I have a Patreon that you can support, and you can see some of my personal work that I'm not able to share with the public yet. And that's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I hope I'll see you on the next one. Peace.